Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Desi TV USA. Here we inform you of an important news. Justin Trudeau announcing resignations, a decade of leadership, legacy, and decline. Justin Trudeau, the charismatic leader who once embodied hope and progress for Canada, has announced his resignations as the leader of the Liberal Party, though he will remain Prime Minister until a successor to is chosen. After nearly a decade at the helm, his decision signals the end of an era marked by groundbreaking reform, feats, controversies, and involving political landscape. Trudeau, who called himself a fighter during his announcement, departs under the weight of mounting criticism over his handling of economic challenges and pandemic policies, leaving Canadians to reflect on the high and low of his tenure. The rise of Trudeau, a fresh face in Canada policies. Justin Trudeau emerged a political force in 2015 when he led the Liberal Party to a resounding victory. His youthful energy, inclusive visions, and connections to his late father, Pierre Trudeau, a former Prime Minister, captured the imaginations of Canadians. His campaign promises sunny waves, inclusivity, and a government focused on progressive values, environmental stewardship, and middle class prosperity. His early years in office reflected his optimism. Trudeau quickly garnered praise for his diversity-driven cabinet composed of equal numbers of men and women, reflecting Canada's multicultural fabric. His government implemented policies that advance LGBTQ rights, address system racism, and introduce gender-based analysis into policy making. Trudeau became a global symbol of progressive leadership, frequently compared to leaders like Barack Obama and Emmanuel Macron. Now, achievement in office, progressive policies, and global leadership. Trudeau champions environmental reforms, positioning Canada as a leader in the fight against climate change. His government introduced carbon pricing and play a key role in the Paris Agreement, reinforcing Canada's commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emission. Domestically, Trudeau's policies, including investment in green infrastructures, renewable energies, and climate adoption strategies. Under Trudeau, Canada also gained promises on the global stage, has advocated for human rights, free trade, and multilateralism, often framing Canada as a voice of reason and stability in a turbulent geopolitical landscape. His progressive approach to immigration and refugee policies further enhanced Canada's reputation as a welcome nation.
You came to this country for a brighter future for you and your loved ones. You've made it this far. Now it's time to become a citizen. With citizenship, you gain the right to vote, access to federal jobs, the ability to keep your family closer, and the freedom to travel with a U.S. passport. These are just a few of the benefits waiting for you when you become eligible. We're here to help you through the process with free resources and personalized guidance. Together, we can make it easier. Get started at becomeacitizentoday.com.
Domestically, his government launched program aimed at supporting the middle class, including the Canada Child Benefit, which helped lift thousands of families out of poverty. His pandemic response, including unprecedented financial aid packages such as the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, which supported millions of Canadians during the COVID-19 crisis. Now, the challenges and controversies, the unraveling of Trudeau's leadership. Despite his early success, Trudeau's tenure became increasingly contentious. The cost of living crisis, criticized by soaring house prices, rising inflation, and stagnant wages, becomes a significant point of public dissatisfaction. Crisis argued that his government's spending during the pandemic contributed to economic instability, while others accuse him of being out of touch with ordinary Canadians. Now, ethical scandals also cast a shadow over Trudeau's leadership. The SNC-Lavalin affair, which involved allegations of political interference in a legal case, and the WE charity controversy, where Trudeau was accused of favoring an organization with ties to his family, raised serious questions about the judgment and integrity. These incidents eroded public trust and gave political ammunition to his opponents. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, initially praised for swift actions, later faced backlash. Vaccine mandates, prolonged restrictions, and the federal government perceived overreach alienate portions of the population, culminating in events like the trucker convoy protest. His inability to contend with these dissenting voices highlighted a growing divide in Canadian society. Trudeau's political struggles were compounded by internal dissent with the Liberal Party and the rise of a formidable opposition. Pierre Poilievre, leader of the Conservative Party, capitalized on public frustrations, presenting himself as a champion of economic reform and individual freedom.
You came to this country for a brighter future for you and your loved ones. You've made it this far. Now it's time to become a citizen. With citizenship, you gain the right to vote, access to federal jobs, the ability to keep your family closer, and the freedom to travel with a U.S. passport. These are just a few of the benefits waiting for you when you become eligible. We're here to help you through the process with free resources and personalized guidance. Together, we can make it easier. Get started at becomeacitizentoday.com.
Trudeau's failure to secure a parliamentary majority in 2 consecutive elections further exposed the waning confidence in his leadership. Now, a legacy of ambitions and complexity. Trudeau's resignations mark the end of a complex legacy. He will be remembered as a leader who pushed boundaries, champions progressive values, and brought Canada to the forefront of global diplomacy. Yet his tenure also revealed the challenges of balancing idealism with pragmatism in governance. His achievement in diversity, environmental policies, and social programs reflect his vision of a modern, inclusive Canada. However, the economic challenges, ethical lapses, and growing polarizations under his leadership serve as a reminder of the difficulties inherent in maintaining political momentum over a prolonged period. Now, what lies ahead for Canada? As the Liberal Party prepares to choose a new leader, the focus shifts to addressing the pressing issues Trudeau leaves behind. Economic recovery, housing affordability, healthcare reform, and climate adoption are critical priorities for Canada's next leader. The transitions also open the door for renewed political dynamic, with opposition's party eager to capitalize on his moment of uncertainty. For Trudeau, his resignations mark a personal and professional crossroad. While his time as Prime Minister may be ending, his influence on Canadian politics and society will continue to be a subject of debate and analysis. Now, the closing thought. Justin Trudeau's decade in power encapsulates a mix of triumph and tribulations. His enter office as a symbol of hope, promising a new kind of leadership for Canada. Over time, the realities of governance, economic crisis, ethical scandals, and political polarization tested his ability to deliver on his promises. As Canada moves forward, Trudeau's legacy will be remembered for his ambitions and complexity. His resignations mark the end of an era, but it is also a moment of reflection for a nation seeking stability and growth in an increasingly uncertain world. The lesson of his tenure will shape not only the future of Canadian politics but also the broader understanding of leadership in a changed global landscape. So this is me, Tabanda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. Desi TV USA, DTVNN, and our OTT platform DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.